Hey y'all, it's Katie. Welcome back to From My Vanity. In today's video, I'm going to be swatching all of the new shades in the JD Glow Cosmetics Neon Liquid Liners. As you can see, we're starting with arm swatches, and then after this, we are also going to be jumping into eye swatches. I am going to try my best to be able to show you guys the quality of these neon liquid liners as best as I can on camera, but do keep in mind that these are neon liquid liners, so I feel like the neon just tends to be very hard to capture on camera. It can often kind of wash things out and just make things look a little more smooth and seamless than it actually is in real life, so that's why I'm doing this voiceover, to hopefully be able to fill you guys in and give you guys my experience as I was using them. But keep in mind, this is a first impressions type of eye swatch and arm swatch. At the time of filming this, I of course did all these eye swatches, and I've only worn them on my eyes kind of like for a full day one time, so please keep in mind this is not a full and in-depth review. I will be reviewing them on my channel soon, probably at the end of the month, but everything I say here is just my first impressions with using these all one time, maybe twice on my eyes. Before we do jump into the eye swatches, I want to share with you guys kind of what I am using to prep beforehand, and I am using my Gerard Cosmetics Clean Canvas Eye Base. And just to kind of set that and give these liners some type of eyeshadow to go on top of them, I am using this single shadow from Sydney Grace in the shade Token. And I'm just using this Sonia G Worker Pro, I think is what it's called. I'll have a link down below, but I'm using this brush to sweep it all over and blend it up into my crease. And then to remove the swatch, I am taking this Ulta Beauty Eye Makeup Remover and this very gentle cloth to remove it from my face. So let's just jump right into the very first eye swatch, which is neon yellow. And as I said, this is the very first time I ever used it, and I just kind of wanted to treat it like I would a regular liquid liner, so I just went on and did it. And as you can see, it is pretty, not patchy, but very streaky. And something I noticed as soon as I touched the brush tip to my skin or to my eye, as you can see, it is a brush tip, but it is an extremely stiff brush tip applicator. I was honestly very surprised with how stiff it is. I feel like if I took the tip of that and just kind of poked it into my eye, it would hurt. Like, it's that stiff of a brush, which honestly is the biggest disappointment with this first impression when it comes to this product. I really wish the brush tip was softer, because I feel like if it was more of a soft, typical type of brush tip, kind of like the NYX matte liquid liner that I know and love, this would be a lot easier to apply. Because one thing with it being so stiff is I feel like it's very hard to get a smooth application because the bristles aren't very flexible and they're just so hard and stiff, like I keep saying. But it just makes it very hard to apply a very seamless look to it. And so as you can see, while I feel like it looks nice on camera, again, keep in mind neon tends to just not come across very true to like real life on camera. Maybe it's my own fault for not knowing how to do it, but I just struggle with being able to show you guys what I see in person. But just to move on to neon green, I'm applying that to my eyes. Again, kind of the same story. This is just such a bright color. I feel like it was very hard not to get that streaky look to it. I did kind of take my time and go back over and try to fill in any lines, but also keep in mind the more you add to it, I feel like the crackier it will look and get. JD Glow Cosmetics recommends doing a very thin layer and doing a couple layers, so I have actually done today 3 layers on my eyes, very thin, and made sure I let it dry. I did an ombre from the yellow to the green, so I'm definitely going to have to try these a lot more, wear them a lot more, and just try to figure out the best way to wear them. But just first impressions for the sake of this video, they are definitely a lot trickier to use than I first anticipated them, or that I thought they would be. Next, we're going into neon orange. Something to note, you're probably going to see a lot of leftovers in my eyelashes. These are actually really tough to remove, even with a waterproof eye makeup remover. So good on them. I feel like they're not going to really budge because it was a bear to take off. But anyway, moving on, this neon orange is also one that was very hard to not be too streaky. And I think it has a lot to do with the color. You know, the yellow, green, and orange, they're just very bright. So any kind of inconsistency with the depth of the shadow and any kind of like lines from the streakiness of the brush, it just kind of is emphasized, and I feel like a lot more obvious than some of the deeper tones. But still, I feel like a little bit of playing around, I was able to get it looking relatively well. And keep that in mind, like I said, the issues that I'm kind of talking about are things you really only see up close and in person if you're kind of really looking for it as well. I feel like the average person looking at your eyes isn't going to get that up close and be like, hey, you got cracking in your eyes. But for me personally, I like to note it because it's just something that I'd rather not see in my makeup. And then also when you're taking close-up in pictures and whatnot, I feel like it just kind of detracts if like the whole beautiful, bright liquid liner is cracking all over your face. Anyway, moving on to Neon Red. This shade is another very vibrant, I mean, these are all vibrant, what am I talking about? But it's a brighter, lighter type of shade. So this also, I felt like was a little tricky to get it to go on and not look too streaky. But overall, I feel like I got it pretty darn smooth. If any little critique, it almost just looks more like a hot orange or just like a different type of orange than red. But I figured I would mention that because I don't know what I expect when I think of neon red, but this color was just felt a little off. Maybe it's just my own fault for not assuming that this is what neon red would look like, but I just felt like this color was a little different. And I know I'm not repeating it, but all of the bristles for me in the batch that I got, the bundle that I got, they're all very stiff. So I'm not going to keep repeating it for each one of the, the liquid liners that I'm swatching. As you can see, you can really see those lines appearing as I'm brushing this on and trying to go back over it. And I do want to point out that I'm kind of applying these incorrectly to the way that JD Glow on their website recommends that you apply this. After I did this eye swatch video, I went on their website to look just because I was having these issues, and they do recommend to apply a very thin layer and do a couple coats to prevent cracking and streaking. But as I said, since doing this video, I have done it the way they recommend, and I'm still seeing the streaking and I'm still seeing some cracking. So I just want to throw that out there. Maybe I need to figure out a different way of applying these, maybe having a base underneath, and that way I can just apply one nice coat, or maybe honestly just trying to bring in a different liquid liner brush. Because like I said, I feel like a lot of issues I'm having with this, especially when it comes to the streaking when applying it, is due to how stiff and pokey the bristles are for the brush tip of this liquid liner. Next is Neon Blue, and I feel like because this is a deeper color, I mean, it's still very bright and vibrant, don't get me wrong, but it was a lot easier to apply. It was a lot smoother to put on and just get it to lay down nicely. But it is a really pretty blue that I'm excited to continue using and testing. And overall, I'm still excited to use these. As I said in the beginning, please keep in mind this is a first impression, and I need to just play around with it and try to figure out a way that these work best. But I'm just trying to give as many kind of like my initial thoughts. So if you were looking at this bundle and, if this annoys you, maybe wait till my review at the end of the month. Or if this doesn't bother you at all, I hope that just seeing these swatched on the eyes is helpful for you guys to be able to see the colors. And then last but not least is Neon Purple. The formula, I should say, on this one as well as the other ones, but it's definitely much of a thicker formula. It has some type of ball inside for you to shake it up, and I definitely find that the more I shake it up, and I mean give it a really good shake, the thinner and easier the formula is to apply. So this is definitely something that I think doesn't do well when it settles. It kind of almost thickens up and congeals in there or something. I don't even know if that's the right word, but it definitely gets thicker just sitting there. So I found that when I went to apply these, I really took time to really shake it really hard. The results that I got and just being able to apply it to my eyes was a lot smoother. Still a little streaky again because of the brush, but just smoother overall to apply. The formula wasn't so thick. So I just want to throw that little tip out there. But yeah, the purple was very pretty. I thought it was nice and pigmented. And again, I feel like the blue and the purple overall was just easier to apply and a little more easy to not get that streaky look. But again, it may just be due to the color. But yeah, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you guys found this first impressions video helpful. Please keep in mind, as I said, this is a first impression, so I just need more time to kind of test them out fully before I give my thoughts and whether this is worth I think there are $9.50 individually. But I just want to put this video out. If you are someone who is curious about the colors, you want to see them swatched, you want to see how they apply on the eyes, because that's, for me personally, something that helps me in making my purchasing decisions. I wanted to get this video out there. If you found it helpful or informative, please give it a thumbs up before you leave this video, as it just helps me out in the whole YouTube algorithm and getting my videos out there. But yeah, thank you guys so very much for taking the time out of your day to check out another one of my videos, and I will see you very soon in my next one. Bye guys.